Okay, I just want to show you a few little fun things. Well, just a few little things you need to know. Firstly, at the top over here, you've got your tabs. Right now, for what we're going to be doing this term, you only need to worry about the home tab. Okay, when we start doing stuff with our pets and that later, then you can worry about the other tabs. Sorry, I just need to pull this down, otherwise I can't use certain things. Right, the first thing you need to know is there are two different ways to highlight. We did speak about this last year. If you click your mouse and go up or down to the right, you get a blue box. A blue box will only delete something it completely covers. Okay, so let me just put a few things on my page here. I'll put a line. I'm going to put a circle and right, so I've got a few items on my page. If I go here, you'll notice nothing gets highlighted because the blue square is not completely covering something. But if I go there, you see now the hexagon is highlighted because the blue square completely covered it. Please sit up. Right, if you're hot or tired, take off your jerseys and blazers. You don't need blazers and jerseys in weather like this. If I go to the left, thank you. Right, if you go to the left, you get a green block. The green block highlights everything it touches. Okay, spit your gum out. If it's a blue box, it's everything it completely covers. Green block, anything it touches. Right. Just going to remove those. Our main things we play with over here right now on the draw, the line. Click to start. You can push click to end or spacebar start, doesn't like spacebar end, spacebar start, click in. But if you want a specific length, and I want it to be 125, enter, then it will give me the length. Okay, you can start with the enter button as well, and 500, enter, it'll give me the actual length. Okay, if you're just freehanding it, then you've got to click your mouse at the end. But if you've got the specific length, you can push enter. A line, when you're drawing a line, it just keeps drawing and drawing. You can push enter, or the other button that we love in AutoCAD is escape. Now, next to the line, they've got a polyline. We don't really work with polylines too often, but some people prefer them. The difference is, when I use the line function, okay, watch this. Each line is considered an individual line. Although they're all joined, they are all individual lines. However, if we use a polyline, it is one line. Do you understand the difference? Okay, when you're working on your paths later, your choice if you use polylines or lines. Just remember, if you use a polyline and you want to delete a small part, it's going to delete the whole polyline. Whereas if you've used lines, it will only... The fun thing with polylines is that you can, on your polyline, I can go there. Then if I type the letter A, enter, I can have an arc. Then I can type L, enter, and it goes back to line. So polyline, you can chop and change between the different things, or you can just do those. Circles, if you click on the arrow at the bottom of circles, it's got radius, diameter, 2.3, point, tan. We generally work with circle radius. The reason being is that if I choose my circle, my pointer stays on the edge. So if my radius is 150, there's my line. Personally, I find when you're using the diameter, now remember the last time the cursor stayed on the circle when I expanded. Watch now. The bigger your circle, the further your cursor goes away from it. So if I type 150 this time, it's because it's the diameter 150. Okay. Circle radius. Right. Arcs are fun. I tend to find center start end. Start center end. I'm going to go with my center start end is the easiest. There's just one catch with the arc. And let's see if you guys can figure it out. I mean, oh, and with arc, you've got to keep going back. It's not like the other ones. What do you think the problem is with the arc? It always goes anti-clockwise. So if I just wanted that little arc there, it's not going to do it for me. It's going to draw the whole other arc. Okay, sometimes with arcs, it's easier to draw an entire circle and cut it. Right, then we've got our polygons, our rectangles, and our polygon. If we click on polygon, at the very bottom of my page, it says polygon, enter number of sides. So I want to draw a pentagon, so I'm going to say 5. Then it's best to say E for edge. And I can draw my edge, and my polygon can be any size. Okay. We don't really draw ellipses, so we're going to leave that. Hatching, if you click on hatching, it brings up a whole nother screen. These first two, the first one over here, ASI 31 we normally use for steel hatching. ASI 32 we use for civil hatching. If you are doing more than one component, like I want to do that there. And now why are you doing it all as black when I chose that? If that happens, you go over here to size. And the bigger I make it, okay, let's skip this. Let's go to 25. There we go. And if I go to 100, it changes my hatching size. Okay? If you want to hatch the other, okay, then I say close. Now I want to hatch the other side. I go here, but I can't have it at the same angle. So over there, I go to the angle and I change it to 90, and there's my two different hatchings. Okay, remember for your pat, you're going to use civil hatching if you do the civil pat. Right, if I bring this line down here, we don't use a lot of these, but come on. This one over here, your spline fit. Spline fit we use when we're drawing hexagons later in the year, helixes later in the year, you'll use it. Or if you're doing a machine drawing and you want a part section, a spline fit gives you a squiggly line. Okay, so when you've got to do that squiggly line for a part section, okay, you use a spline fit. If you're not happy with the squiggliness of the line, yes, I know squiggliness is not a word, it's my word. If you click on the line, you see these points? You can do this. You can also add a point if you feel that that needed a bit more squiggliness. Okay? And one more. It's this one. So this one here, divide. I can choose a line. And I can say divide this into 12. Now if you look at the line, nothing's happened. But watch. As I move my cursor, you see how all of a sudden now these little circles pop up. There will be 12 circles equally spaced. Okay, it hasn't, if I, it hasn't cut my line, it's just made little marks on my line to show me where the different 12 points are. Okay, so there's a few minutes left. What you are going to do is come on, thank you. Right, what you are going to do is, because I love this drawing, you are going to go here to page 6. Okay? Nanda, eyes open please. And you are going to prepare a page that we will start next week, Wednesday. You need a center line. So if I go here, I'm going to do a new one. Yeah. So you are going to have a center line. What is going on here? Okay, there's a setting wrong on my laptop. Don't worry about it. And you are going to need around this center line a border. You are going to have to figure out by research how big an A3 page is. You can just Google it, figure it out, and your border is going to be the size of an A3 page. Okay? So, for example, if I go here, no, it would be here. No, not you. Sorry. So, for example, if I go here, I'm just going to show you. Right, so if you look at over here, don't look at the drawings, let's rather go there. Okay, the red line is the size of my page. Okay, the black line is 10 millimeters in on each side. So you need the page border and the internal border and a center line in the middle going down on your page. That needs to be prepared for next week. Right.